Welcome, everyone, to Global Markets Radio Week Ahead. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Sunday, 4:45 p.m. Eastern. Euro opening lower. Commodity currencies opening up a little bit. No major news over the weekend, but we'll certainly get to Friday's action. Wow. Talk about bad numbers coming out of China. 8% industrial production. I got to tell you, that's a disaster. Those Chinese numbers were a disaster. Yet, of course, the market comes back. Yes, you have Michigan sentiment a little bit better on Friday. But once again, the numbers globally are slowing down. Now, obviously, we have one blip here, one blip there, but it's not good. Now, I think this week is going to be a very important week. Got the Facebook IPO. I would imagine the markets rally into it. We do have some numbers coming out in the beginning of the week that could be important. Wednesday, Thursday, retail sales out of the U.S. But I still can't get over 9.3% supposed to be up 12.1. I don't remember a number that low in years. So much for a soft landing. New loans deteriorating to 682 billion won. That's not good. Money supply shrinking. Not good. Hard landing. And we get London, which I'll tell you, this pound, the strength is ridiculous. And you've got the quarterly inflation report coming out. That's going to be important this week, too. But I think that the austerity vote in Germany was very surprising over the weekend. And I think that, believe it or not, if they do print more euros, that's going to be bad for the euro. They want to devalue the currency then. So that should be bad for the markets and bad for the euro. And I think we go into a summer bear market in the euro. You can just sell every bounce. And you look at this S&P weekly chart. Again, we had the almost outside candle last week. We had continuation a little bit. But I'll tell you, we look like we want to fall off a cliff. Absolutely. We have no numbers coming out tomorrow out of the United States. But, again, retail sales on Tuesday. That should be interesting in Empire Manufacturing, foreign flows of capital. Big day on Tuesday. Maybe they'll reverse things. Maybe we'll get the mother of turnaround Tuesdays. But for now, to me, it looks like we're going lower. Big time. The news out of Europe just isn't good. And it's going to continue to come out poor. We got an Italian 10-year bond auction. That's probably not going to go well. So, again, the S&Ps, to me, look like we should go 1,300 easy. It's about 50 handles. But that's really all the support I really see. 1,302 in that zone. But it just looks like air to 1,300. The purple line, baby. 50 EMA. We should easily hit it. I mean, Samson's holding it up. And this whole J.P. Morgan situation, I got to tell you, I have no problem J.P. Morgan losing $2 million. I have a problem with J.P. Morgan covering it up in their earnings and not admitting it, which is what a lot of broker-dealers and people the like do. And 1340 certainly is a level that could hold as well. Big spot there, and that's at the 30 EMA. So I'm not saying we're going to collapse, but certainly if we break through 1340, the floodgates open right down to 1300. Could 1340 hold? Absolutely. Let's see if the euro holds. Breaking 129 right now as we speak, as the market's opening up in 12 minutes for most of us. We get GDP coming out, Eurozone German zoo coming out. We get Italian, French payrolls, French CPI and GDP all on Tuesday. Huge. Big. And we look at this euro dollar falling off a cliff. Breaking lower, breaking the whole wedge flag, however you want to slice it. This thing is toast. It's done. It's butter with a big knife. Say bye-bye. Sell any strength. And again, what's nice is you have a relatively tight stop. Certainly we take out 130.70. You got to run. All right, we could explode that. But austerity? The Germans not wanting it? What's up with that? That means printing euros. Maybe that's good for the market. The market might like it, but the euro doesn't like it. That would be interesting. Certainly we see a lot of the European currencies actually on the overbought side. Euro Aussie trying to break out, but failing. This chart actually looks bullish. But Euro Canada does not look good. How about that Canadian number? Wow. Blow me away. You Canucks over there doing something right. There's a new multi-year, multi-month, not multi-year, almost multi-year, low in Euro Canada. This thing is toast. Sell any strength. The weekly is broken. This thing should have 300-400 pips more on it. Absolutely. And even this Euro Kiwi, I mean, enough is enough. Still hasn't exploded. And again, it will when the stock market collapses, but the market's not really collapsing yet. Euro sterling looks terrible. And again, we got the G8 at the end of the week. So there's, and again, Facebook IPO, but certainly enough. Bank holiday on Thursday for Germany and France. But again, G8 starting on Friday, so there will be headlines. But at the beginning of the week, really, Tuesday, Wednesday, Canadian CPI Friday, that could be very important. Remember, that's what the Bank of Canada is looking at. So if that's what they're looking at, that's what's going to move this sucker. So you get a weak number, dollar Canada to the moon. Now, yes, their employment numbers, great. Let's see it come out again. But I certainly was shocked. Euro sterling continues to look weak. Euro, let me tell you something. This talk about the Germans pulling out of the euro, that would be actually a very good thing. The euro would collapse. The Deutschmark would come back. It would explode. It would be a double par. Everything would be actually set right. Germany would be screwed because their exports would just go to the moon. But they could also import. Much cheaper. And the Europeans would owe less money on devaluation of currency. Perfect. Their prices would explode the way they should. They should not be. Greece should not be buying things in euros. It's not right. They shouldn't have the benefit of that. That's actually stopping them from doing the right thing. You can make an argument for that. But again, looking at the euro sterling, it looks terrible, horrible. And yes, on this basis, it looks like it could pop. But let's look at that. Hello. So this baby has a long way to go, in my opinion. I don't know what's so great about London, but the Olympics, I'm telling you. Might not be to the Olympics. Dalian looks terrible on the weekly chart per se. Looks pretty good. It's a hammer. But still, Dalian to me, so showing some surprising strength on Friday, I must say. I would have thought Friday, with the markets down, bond yields down, the 10-year at 185, I definitely would have thought Dalian would have been down. So from an action standpoint, Dalian certainly acting better and diverging from the correlation between the U.S. bond market. Something worth noting. We do get GDP out of Japan on Wednesday. Look for a big increase, up 0.9% from previous quarter, down 0.2%. Be curious to see what that is. But I'll tell you, commodity currencies, while they did fail, they certainly showed some signs of resistance. I think that Canadian number really helped matters. Australian number helped matters. And you look at the weekly, it could be a nice shooting star. I just don't see this thing melting down with a stock market that looks so weak. Dollar up in that environment. And we look at the dollar index, breaking out. Look at the whole wedge is getting taken out here, gone to the moon this past week. And they broke it down to break it out, which in my opinion adds credence more to this move. This is the real move. And there's nothing wrong with dollar index certainly breaking out to this level. Could we explode and go here and then eventually go here? Well, that's if we flash crash. Flash crash? You're damn right. You never know. But certainly dollar index going higher, 81 in sights, possibly even 82. And again, this euro looks like death. Toast, I think we should probably come back down to 126. It's only another 300 pips. The big question is, do we go below 126? Because should the euro collapse to 126, there's air to 119. That's where the euro came online. And this dollar Swiss certainly could make a move to 95. This baby is breaking out. Air, clear, 95 should be easy. Maybe even back to par. Maybe they'll even intervene now. Euro Swiss looks terrible, though. But again, the SMB holding tight. Sterling. I'm very curious on Wednesday, see U.S. mortgage delinquency and then Fed minutes. Let's see. Are they nervous? Did anyone back down? And on Wednesday, we also get Mervyn King, Bank of England inflation report. That's another very important number. Sterling looks terrible. Rolling over. It's about time. Nailed the channel line, and now coming in. I think sterling goes back down to 58. Easy. And we could even make a cause for 53. London economy is not doing great. And if you listen to that, if you read that King article in Financial Times last week, dire situation in Europe. Not very good. It's like this Pound Canada weekly tried to get up there. Pound Canada should be a nice short. Almost at the top of its range. And again, Pound Aussie, I think you can't go long here. Again, only if you think the stock market's going to really continue to melt. Again, the Aussie looks terrible. 99.50. Even though you had that beautiful number. And we rallied all the way up. 101. That stock market kept dragging it down. And we even gapped up to par 50. Coming in. I would say again, easy, 99. Now again, we do have Fibonacci's here. From the low to the high of the year. Now taking it out. Now again, if you do it from here, get my 99.50, which is where I think we're going tonight. Should we break that, look out below. And again, the futures opening up are going to be key. That's in roughly 1 hour. And I would think the futures are going to be down. This whole J.P. Morgan mess is not going away. More regulation on the banks. They're not going to be able to make as much money. Trading volumes are going down. CME is probably a great short. You look at this Kiwi, it's busted. Retail sales tonight out of New Zealand, I would say they're probably not going to be good. I got to check with my source, though. But this channel line, 76, 76.50, looks easy. This baby is broken. Momentum. Say bye-bye. Aussie dollar, again, same thing. I think that 99.50 should be easy. If the futures melt, we're down big. Aussie's going to break through 99.50 big time. And I think the sterling yen held up fairly well on Friday. I think it's rolling over. You're selling any strain there. I think a lot. Euro yen looks terrible. Looks like death rolling over. And again, could we be set up for a nice turnaround Tuesday? Sure. But we break through 102.50. Say goodnight. And again, I'm nervous this dollar yen acts so well. I think the dollar could be really the play. And I think that you take a look at a lot of these currencies, they don't look very good. And again, GDP numbers coming out of Eurozone. We get more data coming out from New Zealand in particular. We get the retail sales. We get PPI. Japan GDP. Preliminary GDPs again in Europe. Good numbers. U.S. retail sales. CPI. Big Tuesday. FOMC minutes. So a lot of data. Philly Fed. Japan tertiary. Oh, baby. So I think you're really going to get an idea for how the global economy is doing after this week. And I think that if, in fact, this was a one-off in Chinese numbers, then we're going to see good numbers this week. But you get a really bad number across the board. GDP bad, U.S. numbers weakening, Philly Fed didn't bounce back, Empire didn't bounce back. Look out below. It's going to get ugly. And when you look at this gold chart, again, 1550 looks easy. Weekly chart is toast. But again, what's interesting is, should you have more printing of euros, you would think that's a bullish case for gold. But again, when you look at this chart, it looks a lot like New Zealand, right? When New Zealand broke, this thing looks like it's Momo. We're going lower. I'm a little perplexed myself in the sense of if Germany, the French-elect Hollande, who wants more stimulus, Germany just voted for more stimulus, which is shocking. That should be a benefit to gold. But we'll see. Again, I think between the J.P. Morgan news, I don't think the market could handle it. And I think the only thing that could save the market this week is something from the G8, obviously, at the end of the week, FOMC minutes, and the general gist of the numbers over the weekend, throughout the course of the week. How does global numbers look? And that's going to be key. All right. Again, it's not too late for some of you to take advantage of the 1-week free trial. Got a bunch of people signed up. I sent you out emails. You missed the first, obviously, Sunday night recording. But, again, email me, info@globalfxllc.com. If you didn't receive your email me again. So, again, I think we're dollar up. And then if we do have a reversal, I think commodity currencies actually held fairly well on Friday. But I think they succumb to the pressure. But, yeah, if the market reverses, those are the ones that reverse. Pound Aussie, pound Kiwi, Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar. Big retail sales number tonight. Andrew Spanton, Global Markets Radio, the only voice you'll ever need, who truly loves to make you money. Have a good week. See you tomorrow.